So hi everyone, my name is Liam, co-founder and CEO of Krepling, a no-code platform enabling the next wave of commerce. To get things started, I want to take you back to 2006, a time where selling online wasn't entirely possible. So along came companies like Shopify and BigCommerce who enable merchants to sell their products on the internet. But since 2006, modern businesses have evolved tremendously. The business of today now has to cope with countless processes and integrations using technology that was only built to solve one thing. So how did Shopify keep up? They released thousands of apps that don't always get the job done. Entrepreneurs are forced to use rigid code, poorly designed systems, and costly third-party apps that slow down front-end performance. In summary, current technology has failed to support modern commerce, with today's platforms making integrating a costly process, time being wasted navigating disjointed backends, and no code becoming an idea lost in translation. It's for this reason business owners like Stefan are choosing to build their business with Krepling. Let me show you how he does it. He heads over to krepling.com and selects a plan that resonates with his business, fills out his business details, and our AI auto-design tools then magically build him a custom website with built-in cross-border e-commerce functionality in just a few seconds. Stefan is then instantly integrated with all the main front and back office tools he needs to manage and scale his business. And it doesn't stop there. He can also be handling orders, tracking his performance, scaling across multiple sales channels, and a whole lot more, all without having to waste time and money working with broken apps and navigating disjointed systems. Krepling does all the heavy lifting whilst keeping things strictly no-code. He's able to plug in any tool he likes just through a few simple clicks. Our technology integrates with some of the world's leading tools, including the likes of Stripe, PayPal, Google, MailChimp, Shippo, and more, allowing entrepreneurs to keep up with the evolution of the web as a whole. Krepling is currently at $140K in annual SaaS revenue, growing an average of 17% month over month, with a platform GMV exceeding $1 billion and a churn rate below 2.5%. Krepling charges a $15 to $35 a month for businesses and a minimum of $2K a month for enterprises. In future, we'll also be charging a 2.75% transaction fee for all payments on the platform. Our competition is still largely platforms built over 15 years ago. Through over a decade of emerging tech, Krepling is uniquely positioned as a no-code focused, long-term commerce platform. Krepling's growth has been driven by our product, with only 10% coming from paid ads, by removing the risky and long replatforming process for businesses, and through our network advantage, where agencies and enterprises alike resonate with increased conversions they experience on Krepling. This is exactly how we acquire large DTC brands like Forestall's. They migrated over in just a couple of hours and scaled to over $2 million in revenue purely on Krepling. With just 22,000 users, we'll reach $100 million in ARR by splitting 40 to 60% of our revenue across transactions and subscriptions. My brother and I are 21 and 18 years old respectively and have scaled our previous e-commerce company to an acquisition. Our team has a combined experience of 110 plus years, made up of ex-startup founders, software enthusiasts, and we've all experienced the same problem, the problem we're trying to solve firsthand. I'm Liam, this is Krepling, a no-code platform enabling the next wave of commerce. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Liam. Great job. Katie, you're up next, please. Question for Liam.
Hey, Liam, great deck. First, are you really based in Malta, and is that where you're building the team? And second, can you talk a little bit about your target customer?
All right, thanks, Katie. Laurel.
So yeah, super impressive traction. I'm just wondering how you got to where you got, what were the techniques you used and how can they be replicated at scale?
All right, thanks, Laurel. Rob.
Yeah, you mentioned network effects of multi-channel customer acquisition. I'm just curious if you could dig a little deeper in there and explain what that is exactly.
All right, thanks, Rob. And Zach.
Yeah, the target market would be my top question, but I think somebody else referenced that. Is it smaller than Shopify stores? Is it European-based stores, or how do you differentiate on the target? Just to add one to that would be, where do you envision going? Are you trying to go sort of up funnel for stores, try to help them get demand, or are you trying to go, I think Shopify is going down funnel, right? Doing more and more logistics. So how do you think about your roadmap?
All right. Terrific. Want to take those, Liam? You got 2 minutes, please.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the questions. I'll start off with Katie. So yeah, my co-founder and myself are based in Malta, but most of our operation is based in the States. In fact, the company's built in the States and most of our team are there, but we were remote pre-COVID. So remote before it was cool, I guess, which has kind of allowed us to scale so effectively from Malta. A bit about the target customer. So, Krepling serves 4 verticals. Those in cross-border retail, any D2C, DNVB, CPG commerce companies, B2B focused companies, and we're able to achieve a large subset of our growth by enabling those brands who have outgrown the imperfections of Shopify, but don't want the expense and size of something like Salesforce, and scale this vertically, allowing the brands currently on Krepling to really find high growth. And this is really how we scale this in terms of how Krepling can grow on this vertical. You look at downstream competitors like Shopify, they really promise a 3-month process, and we usually do a migration in just a couple of hours. So it's very much a scalable vertical. And this kind of goes me into Zach's question. I mean, that's a vision we see the brand going. We correct, Shopify is very much down funnel. We very much focus on those commerce companies in scale, really looking for a solution that's not just quite headless yet. That being said, we also focus on those brands who have yet to go build their brand in the online space, which is still mostly an untapped vertical, with only roughly 10% around of D2C and CPG brands having any form of scalable presence. In terms of the target customer, that's very much enterprise at scale, as opposed to just any old commerce company within those verticals. So that's really how we see that going. In terms of our network effects, Shopify's App Store, they exist on the low-end SMB platforms. Shopify's definitely limited a lot of brands that don't want to expose their large user base to potentially untested functionality. So a lot of these brands actually resonate with the problem we're solving. So a lot of Krepling's growth and where our future growth will really be based on is scaling across these cross verticals and leveraging our network effects. I thank you guys for your questions. I'll be happy to answer any more in the chat. Thank you all for coming and really appreciate it.